Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Carlos and I'm Lafayette. And our special guest for today's episode is Doug Weitzbuch. He is a TV producer for non-scripted television, game shows alike. And we're going to get into his world and what it's like being a producer for shows such as Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, The 1% Club, The Great Holiday Bake Off, and so forth. And how we got into producing television and what made him want to do this, really. Doug, welcome to the show. Introduce yourself and let the people know who you are.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. I am an LA-based TV producer. Been in the space for about 20 years. You rattled off some of my credits. Those are some of the hits, if you will. I've worked on plenty that aren't. But yeah, it's a super fun space that I've really enjoyed being a part of. Yeah, happy to dive into some of these topics.
Yeah, for sure. Let's jump into a show, say like a really popular show is Hell's Kitchen, right? People love Hell's Kitchen. It seems like it comes back over and over. I mean, I think I've watched, I don't know how many seasons there has been, 25. I probably watched 20 of them. But like, what element do you play in a show like that, and how do you get involved in a show that's very popular like a Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, so I worked on 3 seasons of that show. My role was producer and senior producer. If you look up on IMDb how many producers are on that show, you'll find a lot. Now, that's because there's been, like you said, 25 seasons, and each season there's probably a couple dozen. It's a really big show. There's a lot going on that show. It's a pretty big budget show, so it requires a lot of different people responsible for a lot of different things. My role is a creative role. I would come in early and I would be responsible for producing, let's say, roughly 4 of the 16 episodes in a season. And that's like a soup to nuts, start to finish, full oversight of the creative. That show has a pretty specific format. There's house reality in the morning. There's an initial challenge. There's a reward and a punishment afterwards. There's more reality, fallout from the reward punishment. And then there's a dinner service. And then there's an elimination. And so me and my team with our episode, we're responsible for coming up with interesting ideas. What can be a unique challenge for this episode? What's a great reward and punishment? What's a good twist, for dinner service? All these kinds of things, while working with the rest of the producing team to make sure we're not overlapping and everything sort of works together as a whole. And so there's like the initial part of the creative idea making and pitching, and then it's kind of fleshing things out. It's actually physically booking locations if we're going off site, off our set. And, working with different talent if we want a special guest to come and judge the challenge, all that, it falls in my world. And then that's all pre-production. Then we get into the filming side of things. That's the actual production process. Long days. We're shooting, 16, 18 hours a day, oftentimes. And, me and my team are responsible for overseeing the cast while it's our episode, doing all the interviews before, during, and after these, various creative scenes that are happening. And then there's the huge and like very intensive process of post-production. Me and my team, we then go into the edit with editors, and we're responsible for putting our episodes together and delivering the final 1-hour cut, if you will, going through the notes process.
On a show like Hell's Kitchen, is the dinner service in real time when they film that? Everything's okay. So
it's a real dinner service. I mean, real time meaning we shoot it for 3 hours. It cuts down to 25 minutes. It's a 3-hour real time. Real guests get to come and sit down and get served real food. And Gordon's there, and whatever, you don't know what's going to happen. That's why
Yeah.
it's reality TV, right? You don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
who's going to do well, who's not. Food's going to suck. People are getting yelled at. That's Hell's Kitchen. Yeah.
For sure. 100%. I mean, like you just brought up, the fun thing about that show is it encompasses so many parts of reality TV. Like you just said, you got the real house drama, then you got the game show portion of it, but then you got the cooking portion of it at the very end, and you got Gordon, going off like he always does.
Yep.
So I think that's what makes that show so much fun. I'm gonna name some shows you've produced. So the 1% Club, now on Fox with Joe McHale. It's a game show, really fun. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The 1% Club. Buy My House. Quick, what is that one?
Yeah, that was a show for Netflix. Basically, this company, Critical Content, they produce a lot of really high quality shows. They sold a show to Netflix that, log line, I would say it's like Shark Tank for real estate.
Hmm.
So instead of entrepreneurs coming on to pitch a panel of investors their business ideas, this is real estate investors with everyday people like you guys and myself coming on and pitching and trying to sell our homes live on stage. So in that show, I worked on that show for almost a year. I was involved in picking the sharks, if you will, our
Yeah.
investors, which was a whole process, and then also finding and securing our homeowners and finding homes from all different types of homes and all different stories that go along with it. Homeowners old and young and married and not, and why are they selling? Where are they moving? What's their story? Is it a retired couple that wants to sell and downsize? Is it a starter home for a newly married couple? All the different stories you would want within a season of television. And it was our job to sort of get them excited and prepped and ready to come to Albuquerque. We shot at the Netflix
Hmm.
studios in Albuquerque, and we did 35 different homes across 8 episodes. That filmed in like over a week or two. And it was, a pretty exciting process to see these people walk out on stage with a massive like 100-foot screen where we would roll in a real estate like home package to showcase their home. And then the sort of negotiation would start. They would say, I'm looking for X number of, X dollars for my house. Here's why I think it's worth that. And then it was sort of off to the negotiations and the nitpicking and, diving into this home and the story behind the home and why these people, what they think it's worth and what they're going to do with it if they were to buy it, and trying to make a deal.
That one, that one sounds pretty good. Called Buy My House on Netflix. I have to check that one out.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
love, yeah, because I really enjoy Shark Tank. So it sounds right up my alley. How about one you have here called The Substitute?
Okay. I worked on that show for Nickelodeon, and
Okay.
that was a undercover prank show for kids. So we went
Hmm.
into real schools and we had celebrities dress up as substitute teachers, and we put in hidden cameras and we punk and prank like these students with really outlandish off the wall scenarios of what would happen with these substitute teachers. It was a really fun, funny show, really cute. And the kids, obviously had a blast.
Yeah, that actually I never heard of that one. That sounds pretty good, especially for kids. That's a good concept.
Right.
You also did the Dude Perfect show. That's
Yep.
interesting.
You know those guys, Dude
Yeah, I
Perfect?
do. Yeah, yeah. Where did that air?
That was also Nickelodeon.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
and
yeah.
so they did a couple seasons. I did one season. The season I did was each episode was like these two 10-minute standalone episodes. They were kind of more short form. And within each episode, they had some trick shot or thing that they wanted to pull off. And so like the beginning of each little like sort of 10-minute mini episode was like them coming up with some idea. Then it was them setting up and building or prepping. And then it was them trying to pull off this stunt, if you will. And there's the five dudes and they're really great characters, and they have this unbelievable warehouse
Yeah,
with
yeah.
every sport you can imagine ready to go. Basketball, hockey, mini golf. The list goes on and on. Go-karts in there, everything. And so we were out there filming with them, and they're just like such pros.
Um, Tell us about like how you got into it. How'd you get into wanting to be a producer for television in general?
Well, So I ended up going to USC in
Hmm.
Southern California,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I initially applied to be part of the business school. And when I applied to be in the business school, there was a program because USC is so sort of famous and notorious for cinema, television, and the film world. They have this interesting and unique program where within the business school, you can sort of co-major or minor in film within the business school. It's a special program. You have to apply to be in it. They sent home, sent paperwork in the mail about the program. And when I saw it, I was like fascinated by it. I was like, I'd always known it. I grew up in Southern California. I've always known and heard about the industry, but I don't have family. I don't have connections in it. And I'm not like some film buff that watched films all day, every day and was like, I need to be in film. I have more of like to be honest, I have more of like a math brain. And it wasn't on my radar until that paperwork came home. And I was like, I was very interested in it. And they did a great job sort of selling the program and explaining what it was and how it could benefit you and the opportunities you could have and getting exposure to this sort of world-class program, or both programs. And so I went for it. And at first, it was shocking because the first two classes I took in this program were like intro to film and intro to cinema at USC. They were like gen ed, like massive 400-500 person plus
Mm.
classes. And I just felt like a little lost. And I was like, what am I doing here? What am I getting from this program? You're like, watch a film and talk about it in a massive
Yeah.
auditorium. And I didn't really get a lot out of it. And they've actually changed the program a lot since I went there. It's very different now. And I sit on the board of the program I was in now at
Oh,
USC
nice.
to sort of help guide and manage what the curriculum looks like because of the things I was only the second year ever to go through the program. It was new. It was in an infancy stage. So they were working out the kinks. But I questioned doing it after those two classes in that first year. I was like, I'm not really sure this is for me. I don't know what I'm getting from this. But I talked to my counselor who is now runs the whole program there at the time. And she's like, trust me, it gets better. It gets different after this first year. Stick with it. And she was completely right. What happened after that was each one of our classes were hyper focused on a specific topic taught by an industry professional. So
Okay,
we
that's
had a
better. Yeah.
class on agenting taught by a top Hollywood agent. We had a class about TV station management taught by a guy who ran a TV station for 30, 40 years. So I could go on and naming these classes, but they were all taught by like top pros who gave us incredible insight and access. And I did start to sort of thrive and love the program. And I started to do internships each summer in the industry. So I
Hmm.
interned at the Gersh agency in the comedy department, which is a talent agency. I interned at NBC in the publicity department, which wasn't for me, but great exposure and learning. And then my final internship, which was an internship class, the final class of senior year to sort of help springboard you into your career. I interned for the Jimmy Kimmel live show.
Oh,
And
okay.
so twice a week, I would leave campus and go to Jimmy Kimmel Live for a live taping. This is back when they were actually live. They're
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
actually live anymore
Yeah, yeah.
because I can't remember who it was, but he went off cursing like crazy live on the show and they never were able to do it again. But back when I was there, this was live and I would show up midday and I would get to shadow different departments, producers, writers, music licensing, you name it, and get to see how this show was made. And I got exposure being around Jimmy too, and it was such a fun environment. I was like, wow, this is cool. It was like my first foray into like real television production, and I would call that, unscripted. Um, and it was wonderful. And so I finished that whole program, 4 years of college, and I parlayed some relationships that I made through one of my internships into my first job out of college at the 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens. So I
Oh,
went to work
nice.
for NBC as a production associate or PA on set at the Rowing and Canoeing Center in Athens. I was on set for the production for the entire 3-4 week shoot. And again, like getting my hands dirty, learning production, and came back to LA after that with a little bit of like, wow, that was awesome, but I'm kind of back to square one. because all my connections from Athens were from people all over the world.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting an interview at the William Morris agency. So
Mm.
really massive global talent
Oh
agency.
yeah.
And I got a job as an assistant, working on a desk. And that's kind of my, my career path, at least getting into.
Kind of led you into it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you have a ton of producing credits, but let's talk about Housle because I played Housle. It's a game you can play. It's fun. It's actually a lot of fun. You have to guess the price of homes as close as you can. I think you get what I think they show you 3 homes a day, and
No, it's just one home a
is it
day,
just one? Okay, so that means
six
I've done it
pictures.
multiple times.
Yeah, yeah. So each day there's a new house when
Yep.
you log on to Housle.house, and it's a house price guessing game. The first picture, the only clue you get is the state. So you see the state and you see a picture and you have to take a guess. The point of the game is to try to guess the list price within 5%
Yeah, that's it
of
there.
the asking price. So you take a guess, the app tells you if you're too high or you're too low. You click next, you see a second picture and a new clue, and the new clue is the city, which is, obviously important. And you go on from there. Pick 3, and then you learn the square footage. Pick 4, maybe you learn the beds and bath, number of beds and baths. Pick 5 is the size of the lot, and pick 6 and some other final clue. And then you either get it right or wrong, and we have a leaderboard. You can share your score, socially on social media or with friends via text. And it's a really fun, lightweight way to engage with real estate and to stay social with friends. If like that's like a world that you and certain friends like to talk about and explore.
Yeah, it's cool. I thought Housel was when I played it because it's a game, like you said. How'd you come up with it though? Like, how did you come up with the idea of this? Because it's an app. You could download it on Google Play, Apple. You could just go to the website and play it. But how did you come up with Housel?
So that year that I worked on Netflix's Buy My House, I was real deep in, like I said, real estate and home prices and value and location and what drives the price of a home and why. And I found it all incredibly fascinating. I've always loved real estate. I'm actually married to a real estate agent, so I've got a lot of real estate chatter in my home. And at the same time that I was working on Buy My House, I was playing Wordle every day,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
daily word game. And I
Hmm.
came up with the idea. I was like, what about Wordle for real estate? Housel. And my friends were just like, that's brilliant. That's such a good idea. There's a massive trend and fascination towards Zillow porn, which is a phrase for like searching and looking through Zillow just for fun and browsing through homes, even if you're not looking for homes. This is a big like trend that people are doing. They're looking at homes in their local community, outside their local community, but nearby, outside of state. And especially in this sort of new remote work environment where people can get up and move. Most people can get up and move wherever they want. Many people, not everyone, but a lot of people, especially in my industry, people are moving everywhere. Everyone has their eye on the real estate market in different places. And so I think there's a fascination with real estate for a lot of reasons. One is it's like fantastical, it's like there's a dream element of like, what could I live in a home like that one day?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll live in another state one day, or I'll live in a different city one day. And it kind of gets your mind spinning and thinking and just kind of dreaming. And it turns out, I mean, I would say I was right. There's a lot of people who love the game and come back daily to play.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, I played one a Colorado cabin and I was way off. I was like, this can't be more than 600,000. And then I was like, oh, it's way too low. And then it kept telling me, no, you're too low. Every clue, you're still too low. And I was like, well, how much is this place? And my final guess was 1.2. I was too high. And I was like, son of a gun. It was
Oh,
800. It
funny.
was 800 grand. And I
Oh,
was
you
like,
were close at the 600.
yeah, but it'll say it was too low. And I was like, this must be like $1 million home there. Cause I mean, it's Colorado. It was a nice place, like secluded forest type,
Well, what's funny about Colorado is like, is it Aspen or
It
is
depends
it,
exactly,
right,
exactly the area.
right.
So
Yep.
yeah, and but it's fun. Housel, check it out. It's Housle. It's a fun game. It's just it also gets your brain going because, like you said, you're trying to discern the city, the state, and they show you different parts of the home. Here's the front. Oh, you didn't get it right. Well, here's the backyard. Oh, you still don't know what the price is. You're an idiot. Here's the kitchen.
And what's
You're
fun is
like,
like, so I've branded the days. So like Mansion Monday and Tropical Tuesday and Wild Wednesday, like Zillow Gone Wild kind of crazy
Yeah.
homes, and Thrifty Thursday, more lower price point homes. And so, every day what you see and what what home you're guessing on is very unique and different. I handpick all the homes, and I intentionally try to I try to have some form of wow factor for every home you play, whether it's wow, I can't believe how expensive that is. Wow, I can't believe how cheap that is. Wow, look how beautiful this home is. Wow, I can't believe somebody lives here. All some form of wow. That's like what
Yeah.
I'm going for.
Yeah, no, I see it in the app. And what's your overall goal with the app? Like,
That's a good question. I want to grow our community. I want to get the game in front of as many people as possible, and get it to the people who love it, because I know it's not for everybody, but the people who it is for, they become diehard fans. And so I want to get the game and figure out and get it in front of those people, for them to enjoy it. And then in the end, in terms of like long term, I mean, I want to maybe make a game show out of it, to be honest. That's one goal. I have some ideas of how to like gamify it for a TV show. But, in the end, it's like, I feel like it would be great to partner with some large brand. Maybe it could be a lead generator for people. It's like
yeah.
after they play, they could be like interested in buying a home, click here. And like we could pair them with a real estate agent, like a really trusted, reputable one in their area, or a different area if they're looking to check out a new area. Maybe like lead more, be a lead generator for mortgages. You want to figure out what type of home you could qualify for. Click here, get them in touch with someone to talk about like what they will qualify for. Just and what's interesting is it wasn't my initial intent when I built it, but it's sort of come up and it's become my new passion, which is I actually think Housle can be like a millennial Gen Z platform to help educate the next generation about real estate. In my opinion, real estate is an incredibly valuable topic to sort of know about and understand early. And I don't think it's talked about and discussed early enough. Like I never talked about it in high school, but why not? Like this is going to become the single greatest asset you may ever have or own in your life. And it's like, when is this being taught? No one talked to me about it in college. I was not in real estate. And so it's like it's kind of become a thing where you sort of, at least for me, and I think it's a common story, which is you end up having to figure it out on your own. You're like, oh, I want to buy a house. What do I have to do? A loan. What's that? What's interest rate mean? And how much is it going to be? And, you know, all the insurances with it and the process of an escrow. And there's a lot to it. I'm not saying it's super tricky, but at the same time, it's not taught, in my opinion, early enough. And I believe Housel can start the conversation earlier for the next generation and hopefully set them up for success. Give them a better baseline understanding of the process and maybe even of price points, and help them even figure out where they want to live.
It's actually pretty true. If you think about how kids nowadays, younger generation learn, a lot of it's through apps and watching like, reality TV and things of that nature. That's the kind of where it's like half their education is school, but the other half comes from their phone and so forth, and what they're learning and what they're seeing online. And you're right, this could be a tool for them to be more educated in the real estate,
Yeah, and it's
area.
gamified, it's fun.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
game, so it's like we have those triggers built in of like you won and you
Yeah.
got this many points, and this is all still V1, V2 of the game. There's so much more with an injection of capital that I could do to the game to sort of add more features and build this thing out to be even like greater.
Yeah, and I could see it like on a home and garden type of game show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could definitely
Yeah.
see it on there. But it's like I said, it's cool. It's so different. It really is. So what do you got? What's next for Doug? What do you got next?
Well, right now I'm waiting on a call for season 3 of the 1% Club. That's
Okay.
what I'm very hopeful for. I just had lunch with someone today about a new big Netflix show that I probably can't talk about, but it's based on a board game that you and I and most of the world know. And so it's a really cool format that they've built out of this board game that Netflix just greenlit the series literally this week. And my friend runs development for the production company, and we've worked together many times. And he was like, we'd love to get you on this if you're free. My loyalty is definitely to 1% Club. So if I get the call that that's picked up for a new season, I'll be doing that for sure. But if not, then I'll probably pursue some conversations around this new Netflix show.
You got a backup plan. Yeah, you're good there. Yeah. 1%, like I said, 1% Club is a great show. I love watching that show. Like I mean, I guess when you get contestants on that show, is it the everyday person that how do you get the contestants? Do they want to be on the show, or do you cast contestants for a show like that?
Good question. So in an early season, when you're not known, it's a little harder to get people to come onto a show because people have their guards up, and they're uncertain of what exactly your intentions are and what the show's going to be and how they're going to look. But once you get on air and you're like a legit, proper show with good intentions and there's real money on the line, the thing kind of flips and you've got people coming to you that want to get on the show. So for 1% Club, there's a large, really wonderful casting company called Cornwell Colazo. They cast a bunch of different shows in the space, and they are responsible for the initial casting process. Well, really the whole casting process, but what they do is it's kind of a two-step process, their world. Number one is they need to get people to apply. And applying is like answering these questions, but also putting themselves on tape, saying why they'd be a good contestant, what they do, why they're crazy, what's their funniest story, blah, blah. Once they do that, then it's a process of like sifting through these thousands and thousands of people. And then they pitch it to the executive producers like myself. And we are like the first layer of going through all these people and saying who we like and who maybe don't stand out as much. And once we go through it, it then goes to the production company. They give their feedback. And then ultimately in the final phase, it goes to the network, which is Fox in this case. And we submit in batches, like in groups, pitches, couple hundred people a pitch, and people get approved. And once they get approved, then we start to sort of put them through the machine of getting them ready for the actual shoot. And it switches from the casting team to the producing team. The casting team is sort of getting them excited about potentially coming on. Then the producing team is like, you're on, and now we need to make sure you're going to shine when you come to set.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the only reason I asked is I went to IMDb and it said cast and it showed like everybody's ever been on the show, like contestants, and I'm like, oh, interesting. Like they're like known as cast, and I'm like, because people assume, just people off the street go on a game show. But you're right. You have to have a story. You got to be entertaining, even though you're a contestant. You gotta you gotta be
key.
Engaging. Yeah,
if you want to get on television, you got to stand out. Like this is coming from someone who's done this for 20 years. You want to get on a game show, a reality show, any show, you're gonna have to bring your A game when you get in front of every step of the way. No slip ups. Bring your A game. High energy, excitement. You got to look people in the eye. You got to be able to deliver sound bites. You have to be authentic. You can't feel fake. And you got to stand out. It's really important. We don't have scripts. So you and your personality is what's going to set our show apart and hopefully find great viewers like you guys. You guys like 1% Club,
Yeah, I mean, I love that. Like I said, the show's great, man.
Yeah.
How often do you guys shoot the episodes?
So
or how many in a week per se, or and so forth?
Yeah. So we shoot 2 a day.
Okay.
So we shot this last season in Atlanta. We did 14 episodes. So that's 7 shoot days total. We don't do 7 in a row. We do a couple, take a break, couple, take a break. So 2 a day. It's a big operation. There's a lot of people involved, especially when you have 100 people coming to set. That's a lot of people to manage. They go through hair and makeup and wardrobe. We hold them in a holding room, prep them, get them excited. Then we get them on stage. The whole process for each batch of an episode, they're probably start to finish 7-8 hours.
Crazy.
But while we're filming the first one, the next batch is already coming in and getting prepped and ready. And then we finish one, get them out, and get the next one in, kind of thing.
Yeah, which is I always find it actually to me that's the fascinating part of television is the fact that you just said you're overlapping, but you're also shooting 8 hours each. And I'm at home watching it for 40 minutes, with commercial breaks. You know what I mean? Going, oh, so good. It's probably happened so fast.
Right.
I can't believe that person couldn't answer that. He's an idiot. But like,
We
but you're,
shoot we shoot for 3.5.
yeah,
The
but
eight
it's all the
hours is for
prepping.
they show up and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they leave. But yeah.
it's all prepping and all that like
Yep.
craziness. Yeah, it's
Yep.
that's still it's a lot.
But
That
guess
is a
what?
lot.
That's much less than I'm used to. So 3.5 hours of shooting for an episode.
Yeah.
I'm used to doing, okay, Hell's Kitchen was 2 full days for an episode. I've done shows where we shoot for Kitchen Nightmares is
I was gonna ask you, yeah, Kitchen
three or
Nightmares.
four
Yeah.
days, 4 to 5 days really for an episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I've even done longer, maybe a week for an episode. And the longer you shoot, the harder it is in the edit. The more footage you have to go through, your job's going to be incredibly hard in the edit.
A couple of questions. Number one, what's your favorite show? Sounds like it might be 1% Club, but if we take that one out, what was your favorite one to do?
The Ultimate Surfer.
Okay, I was going to ask you about what is the Ultimate Surfer?
So it was on ABC primetime network show.
Hmm.
It was made by the producers of The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
And so they took the
Interesting.
format, which was like Ultimate Fighter is like you've got this sport and you've got these fighters and you've got the octagon as like the
Hmm.
arena. So they decided to replicate it with the World Surf League. Now that they had the World Surf League bought and owns Kelly Slater's man-made wave, it's called the Surf Ranch. So they're like, we've got the World Surf League that runs all the pro events. They've got the access to all the surfers. This man-made wave is the arena, and let's make a reality show of getting these like hot, sexy, surfers, male and female, up to the surf ranch to compete and see who's the best with $100,000 prize for each male and female. And so Kelly Slater was involved. ABC, Pilgrim was the production company behind, that I said with UFC also. And we went up to the surf ranch and filmed for 5 weeks this 8 episode competition reality series. And it was so much fun. I'm a surfer. That's why it was like particularly fun for me. Something to point out was this was the first show to go into production after COVID hit. So we were in pre-production when COVID hit and we got shut down and the world stopped and we were told, stay home. No, we're not working. And after about 2 months, we were back up and running from home. And then in July, we filmed and we created a bubble at this surf ranch. There were no ins and outs for 5 weeks. So I drove myself in. I had everything I needed for 5 weeks. And that's the whole 150 person crew. We drove in, we were locked in. They built a full production village on this dirt next to the surf ranch, living, eating, bathrooms, everything. And we did not leave for 5 weeks until we finished that show.
Oh, so it's like you were camping. Very nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's very
And
cool.
I got to surf the wave a bunch and it's unbelievable.
And what show would you say was just a headache? Was just like, oh man, this is like going awry. This is or not what you expected when you joined the show.
Let me think about that.
Only reason I asked because I'm assuming Kitchen Nightmares can be a nightmare. That's why I asked.
Well, you know what? Kitchen Nightmares can be a real nightmare because it's funny. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's just human dynamics. These people are asking for our help. These restaurant owners, they're saying, we're struggling. We need Gordon to come save us. No, please help us. And then they get on the show. We come fly to them. We bring all of our resources and Gordon Ramsay, and he shows up and he starts telling them what's what. And then they don't want to listen. And
Yeah.
every time that happens, I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't understand. This guy is like, couldn't be more successful, proven in everything. Everything he touches turns to gold. He's trying to help you. He's giving you his time, his experience, and you're pushing back. It was shocking. It was shocking. I mean, good TV, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think people are very set in their ways, So even though they think they need help or they want help, in reality, they're not open to changing.
Yeah, they're in denial. It's so
Yep.
fun. So they did. I don't know if you're a part of it, but there was a restaurant in Redondo Beach when I went to it. It was like a Mediterranean Lebanon. Anyway, I went there and he had posters of Gordon Ramsay all over the place, and I was like, they did a really nice job with your restaurant. Why did you do this? And he came to my table and spoke with me about that show for like an hour. He wouldn't leave my
Funny.
table and how they're
Funny.
going to come back and do another episode. I'm like, why would they do another episode? Because you ruined it with all these posters? Like, and then it shut down like a year later. And I was like, bro, you ruined, like, what? And it was just, and he acted like Gordon Ramsay was his best friend. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. Like,
Funny.
but that show is really like you said, you go to help them and they're just in total denial. They're just like, nothing's wrong. You're like, nothing's wrong, buddy. Have
Right.
you like this place is horrible. That's no, like I said, it's great. Well, before we let you go, any advice for people out there that want to get into this type of business? Um, and it could be any side of like the producing business, other side of the camera, as they say. Like, what advice would you give them?
Good question. I think, the industry is changing a lot right now. Uh, the volume of the number of productions happening is down a lot. All the legacy productions are happening. The Voice, Shark Tank,
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor franchise, you name it. They're all there, but the number of new things launching is very limited. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't have a crystal ball, but that's what the trend is right now. And so what I'm seeing and what's trending very positively is the creator economy. And I see massive opportunity there. If you're interested in creating content, producing content, I would I would chase that avenue. I think that if you have a unique POV, a good personality, a story to tell, um, get your stuff out there instantly. Like, don't wait for the gatekeepers to, make you chase your 20-year journey. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get on it, start filming, producing, partner up with someone else that's creative. If you want to be more behind the camera, whatever it is, find your angle, find your lane, and go for it.
You know what? That's a good advice because especially with today's content creators, they just do it themselves,
That's
and they're
right.
like, we don't need, AKA Hollywood, because
But
we
when they get
just,
big enough,
they
they Hollywood's coming to them. So
exactly,
so they're
exactly.
they're it, they're able to sustain themselves without Hollywood, and then Hollywood comes to them. It's really like a cherry on top,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Gives them,
Beast went to Amazon. You got all
yeah,
these different stories, but there are so many creators out there putting out content, and they're thriving and they're growing by the minute. It's
yeah,
where all the
and
eyeballs are.
exactly. Like people rather go to TikTok and YouTube to watch them instead of, like you said, your normal ABC, CBS television,
Correct.
your network television. They rather go to their phone and watch these people and their content. So yeah, you're
Yep.
right about that. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really good advice. Well, thank you, Doug Weitzbuch, for joining us. Anytime, if you have something new, let us know. You could come and join us, and we'll talk about it.
Cool.
And everybody, check out Housle. It's like I said, download it through iPhone. Download it to your Android or go to the website, but it's Housle. It's Housle. It's a fun game about real estate where you basically have to guess the closest price to the actual price. The closest I got is 2% so far. So I'm almost a master of real estate. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. I put it on my resume. Real estate master. I played Housle one time, 2%. They're like, whoa. Like, okay.
Hilarious.
This, thanks, Doug. I really do appreciate it. Anything else before you go?
No, that's it.
Awesome.
Nice talking with you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Take
no, thank
care.
you. Yeah, you have a good one.
All right, peace.
Yeah.
See you
That was
guys.
Doug Weitzbuch joining us. He's a TV producer for reality and game shows. And Doug's like trying to figure it out. Doug's like, I'm trying to figure this out. There he goes. There you go, Doug Weitzbuch. Yeah, so a lot of good information. I was more fascinated by like Hell's Kitchen, and those type of shows. But well, there you go, Carlos. There you are.
Hey, I'm
Hey, Carlos
here.
is
I'm
he's been
here.
here
I'm
the whole
here.
time, but he had a mouth surgery or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something went into his mouth. Another man did it.
they
You
removed
sure?
a piece of the
Mm-hmm.
roof of my mouth.
The roof of your mouth. How do you move the? How do you now use your tongue to pronounce um you know um what do I need? I guess every letter. And like what? Your mouth is gone? The roof?
I'm wearing a retainer to cover the
Oh,
spot that they took.
got it, got
So
it.
that
So
way
how
I
does
don't.
that? So does it heal? Like, how does that even work?
It's like a month to heal, so I have to wear this retainer
Mm,
for a month.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
interesting, interesting, but okay, okay. Well, let's just jump into some quick. First of all, did you watch Red Sonja?
I did.
Okay,
I wish
good.
I hadn't.
Did you
I did.
watch anything else?
Uh,
No, no.
I
Did you
can't
watch?
remember because
Did
Red
you watch?
Sonja just
Did
totally
you see?
ruined
Did you see
everything.
Eddington?
I did not see
Ah,
Eddington.
it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Let's just run down a couple of things like always, and then we'll run into some reviews and anything else we got going on. So let's go to your box. I think this week had to be a really bad box office. It just had to be. I feel like nothing really all that great. As a matter of fact, here's your weekend box office. K-pop Demon Hunters won the box office. Look at Netflix winning the box office with $18 million. Weapons still holding strong with 15 million. Freakier Friday, 9 million. Fantastic Four, still there, 6 million. The Bad Guys, which you can actually watch at home, $5 million. That's pretty good for a movie you can watch at home. Nobody 2, down 60%, $6 million.
Wow.
Superman, still in the top 10, making 3.4 million. Honey Don't, the Ethan Cohen movie that came out, did 3 million. Streaming coming soon. Naked Gun still in the top 10 with 3 million. Jurassic World Rebirth, which just hit Peacock, so you can watch it on Peacock if you want. Still did $2 million at the box office, and there's your top 10. So that's pretty bad. That's a pretty bad weekend for movies when it comes to the box office. Not very good. And the fact that K-pop Demon Hunters, which you can watch at home, number one with $18 million. So, um, and to let people know what's coming this weekend in theaters. The Roses. Now, do you know what that is?
That's
The Rose.
the Cumberbatch film?
Yeah, it's the War of the Roses. Sort
Oh,
of.
a remake of the Rose?
Yeah, when I first saw the preview, I was like, why don't they just call it what it is? Because you can tell what it is by the preview.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
War of the Roses, but they wouldn't say it at first. And then I watched a later preview where now they say the Roses based on the book War of the Roses. I'm like, maybe the like the author or whatever sued them or said, hey, you need to mention that. That's my because I'm like now they threw it in there. I'm like, anyway, War of the Roses. Caught Stealing, which does look good. Caught Stealing stars the fellow that played Elvis. Um,
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler looks pretty good. Also played. Now you're gonna have to throw this name out there too because Zoe Kravitz. There you go.
Oh,
And Matt Smith. So those guys are in it. So Caught Stealing looks pretty good. Caught Stealing comes out this weekend. If you're interested, you can watch Jaws. The 50th anniversary is playing in select theaters. Um, and you got The Roses. The Toxic Avenger finally makes it to the movie theaters. It's unrated, so there you go. If you want to watch The Toxic Avenger,
been 4 years now.
it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. So those are the movies this weekend. You can check out, like I said, Toxic Avengers. You can check out Caught Stealing and The Roses. So there you go. There you go. So yeah, there you go. So check those out. Real quick, these are this year's heavy hitters showing up to the Venice Film Festival this weekend. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which is a Netflix movie. Catherine Bigelow's A House of Dynamite, which is a geopolitical thriller. And Noah Bachman's Jay Kelly, starring George Clooney and Adam Sandler. Have you seen that preview yet?
No.
Oh, it looks interesting. The Smashing Machine, Dwayne Johnson. There's that one.
Oh, that one looks good.
It does look good. I don't know if you saw recently, but he came out and said that he was always scared to take any dramatic roles because no one would take him serious if he did. And that's why he does these other so-called family-friendly roles and these action roles because he believes no one will take him serious if he went into drama. And no one would actually like want to cast him as a dramatic actor if he did it. But I think some of the roles where he doesn't play the action guy, what's that movie he did about the with Mark Wahlberg and Anthony Mackie. Um, the three guys on steroids, and they rob the dude, and they
Oh yeah, yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
like that's one of his better roles. Like those type of movies are his better roles. Also, Jackie Chan's company, so Jackie Chan is a stunt company. They're doing all the stunt work for the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh really?
And now the word is that Marvel is Deadpool Part 4 is actually going to be called Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Hmm.
So they want to do a team up movie, which makes sense because that was one of their more popular comic books about, say 6, 7 years ago. So I think those two work well together too as characters. So there you go. So Deadpool and Spider-Man sounds like it might be something. And also Deadpool is in the Avengers Doomsday because I forgot who was that said it. I just saw it was a pretty big name in Hollywood said Marvel wouldn't make any sense if they don't try to include Deadpool in many things as possible because he's like their biggest like money maker. And I do believe that. I do believe that. I think for the character that he probably is their biggest money maker. Um, so there you go. Universal is developing a Knight Rider movie. Huh?
I saw that as well.
Yeah, the co-creators of Cobra Kai are writing and producing it. There you go. Netflix is in talks to make K-pop Demon Hunters Part 2. No way. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, of course they're gonna make that. I mean, it just it doesn't make sense that they don't. Emma Roberts will star in a rom-com murder mystery called A Murder Uncorked. Okay. Who's Emma Roberts? Sounds familiar. She is. I know who she is, but I don't know if I name some things anybody would know who she is. But anyway. Um, and if I run through a couple of things for you about Prime Video, yes, Amazon is developing a show called Dorothy, a contemporary Wizard of Oz series from Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton as executive producers. Oh boy, we're in this. I can only imagine. Oh, and they're saying that the yellow brick road is a metaphor for what today's teenagers have to go through. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Oh, they're gonna ruin Wizard of Oz. I just know it. They're gonna ruin it. Just the lion's gonna be like, I don't know. He's who knows? He's gonna be like a dressing biker or something like that. It's gonna be all bad. It's gonna be all bad. But sadly I'll watch it. It's gonna be all bad though. It's gonna be all bad. Well, all right. Well, really, Disney is suing Sling TV, claiming its new short-term mini bundles violate their agreement. Uh-oh, not good for me. I have Sling TV. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. But tell you what, if you have Sling TV and you want to watch WWE pay-per-views when they go to ESPN, they will be on Sling TV if you are a subscriber to Sling TV. So there you go. Upside for you people out there. Upside. So also, if you want to watch backlogs of WWE events, pay-per-views, TV shows, they're not leaving Peacock. ESPN did not buy that portion of WWE. That stays on Peacock. ESPN only wants the pay-per-views. That's it. So WWE is kind of all over the place because it has Netflix content, it has Peacock content, it's going to have ESPN, Disney content. It's all over the place. But there you go. If you're interested in that, there you go. All right. Well, that's what we got for you for a little bit of news. But outside of that, Carlos watched the probably best comic book adaptation movie of all time, Red Sonja. So did I. Red Sonja is from the comic books. She's a female Conan the Barbarian. That's what she is. In the movie, though. Not so much. Not so much. But Carlos, why didn't you like Red Sonja? And what did you think of it?
It came off as like a TV show from the CW, like a Xena or a Hercules or something like that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. I mean, I got to give it to Robert Sheehan. He's from
Oh,
the
he was
Umbrella
good.
Academy.
He
He
was
was really
good.
good. He was good.
Yeah.
Um, but it just wasn't really. I mean, the directing to me, they needed a different director. This just wasn't tight enough. The fights weren't tight enough. It just wasn't. It was just wasn't action filled, action packed. The fighting scenes weren't great. And I just think they could have used a different director, a better director. I mean, every time I watched it, well, as I was watching it, I was like, this probably be in the good hands of somebody who did Game of Thrones or someone, even Zack Snyder, because he did 300. It'd be a better film if it was done that way.
I thought the same thing that if this had an actual budget and a good director, the cast was fine. If it had an actual budget and a director, it would have been a far superior movie. But it felt like, remember when sci-fi used to make a bunch of original movies?
Yeah.
That's what it
Hmm.
felt like. Yeah, we're watching a sci-fi original movie. I didn't think the story was horrible. Um, the effects were good for what they were because you could tell it's a low budget.
The effects were
Um,
actually decent. They were better than The Flash.
oh yeah, yeah. It was actually better than what you get on television for sure. It was kind of like that middle ground. Um, but again, I didn't hate it. But you know what saved the movie really was the villain. I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
really acted like I mean, he was really good in it. At first, I was like, this guy looks so familiar. And then I was like, oh, Umbrella Academy. And he was really good. I didn't hate the movie. I just felt like it was just it just somebody gave it like, here's $10 million trying to make me a movie of Red Sonja. Okay, I'll try my best. And
To me,
today's
it sounded
day,
like it was a movie between a girl and her horse. This is what it came off as.
the horse, yeah, the horse. I
She
mean,
really loved her horse.
well, remember, she wasn't a fighter. She was forced into being a fighter and being a warrior and a barbarian and whatever. And then they had the Lazarus Pit, and it's I don't know. I didn't hate it. It wasn't horrible. I mean, I got through it, and I was like, this isn't like that bad. Um, I thought it had a complete story. It felt like the main guy was chasing like the other half of the Bible, and
Yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
and that was his thing, and um, but yeah, I don't know if I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I didn't hate it.
Really?
It
Mm.
wasn't like it wasn't poorly acted. The thing I didn't like though was why is there was like one baboon bad guy and one baboon good guy, which is female, and that's it.
Mhm.
Where's the rest of them? Like,
Well, that's just it. It's like, why are you gonna let your own kind get be a slave or whatever it was? And but he didn't care. He was working for the bad
no, I
guy.
know, but I was like, there were no other ones. There was no,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. They were all humans except for two people. Where
yeah.
are these other kind of
So
people?
it
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah.
like it's like they try to fit this like fantasy thing into it that didn't fit. And I'm
They
like,
shoehorned it in, like the Cyclops. I'm like, okay, you got one
yeah, yeah,
Cyclops.
yeah, yeah,
Where's all
yeah.
the other mythical creatures?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was like. This doesn't. And at the end, his army had like these super suits. They looked really cool all of a sudden. And I was like, where'd these super ninjas come from? Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
and
and they
then
had the spider. They didn't show the spider. They didn't show it one time. Like, why didn't you
oh
use
yeah,
that thing?
yeah,
The mind control that they had on all these
yeah.
things.
I just thought that too, and I was like, you guys have super ninja suits, but she is really beating you guys fairly easy at very slow pace. She's not very like Red
Oh no,
Sonja.
those scenes, like I said, those scenes were not tight enough. They were super
Hmm.
slow.
And you know what I thought when they showed them because they were in real time but so slow that's what stuff should have been in slow motion just to make it seem like it was faster
Oh, I know.
because
Yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah.
yeah no anyway Red Sonja what do you give it uh
2.5. I'll go with two
two
and
and
a
a
half.
half just the kind of average okay well Red Sonja you can watch it now you can stream it you can buy it why would you want to buy it but you can't buy it. But yeah, so Red Sonja is available to stream and watch now, wherever you can stream. I'm pretty sure Apple and Amazon and those primarily two places you could buy stuff and stream stuff is going to be Apple and Amazon TV, Amazon Prime Video. So Red Sonja, if you're a fan of the original Red Sonja, which she was in Conan. You're gonna be fairly disappointed. I feel like you're gonna be disappointed. So, not sure you're gonna want to, compare the two. So, I would just watch it with a blank slate. Don't have your hopes up. Not too high. Don't have your hopes too high. But anyway, check it out. Red Sonja gets a 2.8, I guess you could say, on Nerds Talking. So if I kind of want to see Toxic Adventure, God damn it, Avenger.
Avenger.
It's unrated. Um, so I heard it's very, very, very violent and gruesome.
I'm sure they did it on purpose just to get watchers. I mean, the original wasn't that gory.
Wasn't gory, but it's violent.
Yeah.
But it was not gory though. But I do want to check that out. I don't know if I will at the theaters. Because I feel like that type of movie, give it 2 weeks, it'll be streaming. Give it 2 weeks, it'll
Well,
be
it took
streaming.
4 years just to get into a theater.
Well, yeah, I mean they couldn't find anybody that want to put it out. They couldn't find any company that want to pick it up. And I think it's because that IP, you know, the original movie was a cult classic.
It was yeah. It's a cult classic.
It wasn't like this huge thing. It's, you'd catch it like on a Saturday morning on TBS, oh, Toxic Avenger. Again, I think they made like 3 of them originally. They made, and that was more, I know it was more than one. I know that. So I swear they made 3 of those, but plus the Avenger he's a midget this time, which kind of throws me off. He's a midget. So
That's I mean, yeah, he carries that mop, so he's got to really swing that thing high to get somebody.
yeah, so it was actually filmed in 2023. So 3 years. 3 years. Wow. Just
Well, your
yeah.
math is off, but that's okay.
Oh yeah. What year are we in? Damn it.
25.
I've been watching Dark on Netflix. I'm all over the place with my timeline. I started
You only
rewatching that
one
show.
Toxic Avenger.
Are you sure there's not a sequel?
Would you make a sequel?
Hey, there's a sequel. I'm looking at the poster right now.
The
Toxic Avenger Part 2. Yeah.
Did
Literally
it
look
ever
at the
come out?
poster. I am looking at the movie poster. Toxic Avenger Part 2.
Maybe that's
I
what they named the
see it.
first one, just to make
Oh,
people
wait.
think there was a
And
second one.
there's also a Part 3 called The Last
Ew.
Temptation of Toxie. Yeah.
My
I
God.
thought there was
What year
3
did
of
that
these.
come out?
1980. No, that's Part 1. What year did Part 3 come out? Good question. Part 1 was 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here if it says. Okay, Part 2. Here we go. Part 2 came out in
Oh, 89.
89, and then Part 3 came out in also 89. Okay,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
all right.
They're in a hurry. Get these things out.
And they had something else called Citizen Toxie. Part 4. Son of a bitch. Came out in 2000.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, 4 of these movies, and
Wow.
now we have a new one, the 5th one. So, which is a reboot, but
A reboot.
wow, a lot. Also, they even came out with there's even the Toxic Avenger the musical came out in 2018.
20 what?
Okay, 2018.
Oh, wait. Toxic Avenger 5, the Toxic Twins.
Wait, there's a 5th one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh, wait. Oh, maybe that's what they're calling this new one. For some reason, the Toxic Twins. When I clicked on it, it shows as Dinklage.
I'm looking at the poster right now. It just says the Toxic Avenger.
Type in Toxic Avenger 5, the Toxic Twins.
Okay, Toxic Avenger. I just put 5, and there you go. The Toxic Twins.
Mm-hmm.
But everything that comes up is just a poster for the new movie.
The new movie, yeah.
That's all. Yeah. So I'm assuming that maybe there was supposed to be a Part 5 originally,
Probably.
and they did this instead. But this movie actually has a fairly decent cast, which is kind of crazy. Toxic Avenger. Just yeah, Peter Dinklage, and you got the villain is what's his name? Oh my god, now his name's not coming to me. The guy that starred in Lord of the Rings. The main star, Lord of the Rings. Elijah Wood. There you go. I think Kevin Bacon is the actual bad guy. Elijah Wood's one of
Elijah Wood's like
he's a
creepy
henchman.
brother.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Anyway.
Kevin Bacon is the villain. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's the bad guy. And yeah, anyway, like I said, I'll check it out. I mean, the reviews so far on IMDb, because some people have seen this movie, yeah, 5.6. So people are like, whatever. It's not, it's not the bee's knees, as they say. So,
Oh,
but
and I
here's,
heard because you had
yep,
mentioned where you can rent. I heard Amazon Prime's getting sued.
it's good. Thank
People are
God.
just now finding out that when you buy a movie through Amazon Prime, you don't actually own it. They can take it away.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard you have like a temporary license to
Yeah.
own it, and they can. What do you mean they can take it away? What does that even mean?
Mhm.
They can take it away? So the people should buy their movies through like Fandango then. And
Yeah.
yeah, huh. Here's a quick there's a quick review for Toxic Avenger, just real quick. This movie is bonkers. It's got the funniest line of the year, probably the decade, but Peter Dinklage as a reboot of the 80s Toxic Avenger does not really work that well. Says Kevin Bacon's toxic waste plant creates the character, and he's the best character in the movie. Um, I mean, it's Toxic Avenger. What people fucking expect? I don't know. So I don't know.
Did
It's
they say
it's
what the line was?
no, he doesn't say it. He's
Yeah.
holding out. He's holding out on us. He's holding out on us. But if I told you the line, would you not see the movie because you already know it? The line.
Another line of the year. Yeah, yeah. It'd make me go watch other movies so I can see if they have a better line.
Oh, so you'd be like, but you have to watch a lot of movies
I
though,
know.
and,
I know.
and like
But
like write down a lot of lines. Yeah.
I wouldn't have to write it down if it's memorable. I'm like, oh shit,
That is true
that's the
because
line
you
of the
would just
year.
hear other lines go, nope, 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 that's not
Exactly.
it so far. So far. Oh, I did see Stans, the Eminem documentary. It's on Paramount
Oh,
Plus,
I've not seen that.
and it's about his crazy ass mother effing fans that are Stans. And man, some of these people, man. One lady has 22 tattoos of Eminem on her, like
Oh my
actual
God.
like his face. Different like covers of the albums and all that. Um, some people, his music's therapy to them and it helps them through like tough times, whatever. So I get those people, but some people are just obsessed to the point it's like, holy shit. And he's in it for the whole thing because they interview the whole time. So it's
Hmm.
interesting. It's a decent watch. It's just it gets to the point where some of the fans are so like they're so stans and obsessed, or you're like, this is a little much. But check it out. It's on Paramount Plus. If you like his music, the soundtrack came out as a one unreleased song from his Slim Shady days. So it'll remind you of the classic Marshall Mathers LP time. And so there you go. There you go. But anyway, I saw Eddington, which stars
Oh yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix and
Hmm.
Pedro Pascal. Man, it is. I didn't know what to expect. This movie is good. It is one of the best movies I've seen this year. It is good. I Pedro Pascal is in everything. Yes, that is true. But he never disappoints. And it's good. Basically it takes place during COVID and this little town in New Mexico, Eddington, it's shut down and the sheriff is like, he's like a right winger. He didn't believe anything should be shut down and nobody should wear
Hmm.
masks and all that jazz. And the mayor's trying to just be safe and precautious, but the mayor's also an opportunist where there's this big like tech company that wants to build a big plant in town, and the sheriff doesn't believe in that. He thinks it's not going to be good for the city or the town, whatever, whatever. Anyway, long story short, the sheriff decides to run for mayor. Crimes are committed, murder ensues, shit hits the fan. It turns completely bonkers from what you watched in the first hour. I mean, it goes sideways. It's so well acted. It's a very good movie. Eddington. I give it a it's like almost a four. I'll give it a 3.5. It's like right on the tier of four. But watch it. It's really good. It's called Eddington, starring Joaquin Phoenix. I think Joaquin Phoenix, one of those roles where he's just good in anything, but you can definitely nominate him for something. He's good in this. You can nominate him. I mean, he's that good in this movie. Pedro Pascal should be nominated for every movie. They should just do that this year at the Oscars. Just like when they name all the people that are nominated, it's like, yeah, just when because now it's like 10 people they nominate for every category. Just
Hmm. Hmm.
just pick all his movies and put it in there. Just all
Yeah,
time.
just nominate one person, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro. This name is movies. They're like, wait a second, what? Because it seems like he is in everything. Shit. So there you go. That's what I got for you. Anything else?
I got nothing.
Yeah, you fucking bum. Anyway, thanks for Doug Weitzbuch for coming on the show. Talking about his Hollywood producing life and what it takes and how he got into it. Very fascinating. And that's all we got for you. Thanks for joining us here on Nerds Talking Podcast. We appreciate you joining us this week and every week. For Carlos.
Bye-bye.
And I'm Lafayette. Now enjoy this song. It's probably going to change your life. See you next week.
This how the game goes.
Yo, I make the West Coast sound, that's my superpower. A rap job, stack bar, check on my accountant. If it ain't about money, I don't even hear you. Feeling good, Ryan clean, I ain't gotta feel you. Circle tight as a virgin, my vibe stay pure. Talk slick, we mature, let the flex be the cure. Money, power, respect, man, I live this dream. Got a queen, but you know I put my hustle first, it's routine. I was minor leagues, now I'm big league stepping. Every bar hit hard like a Smith & Wesson. There's levels to this, where the haters exist. If they talking their shit, never let them win. Let it breathe, never let them see you sweat. Rap's my function, I ain't done with it yet. From the state where the greats elevate the game. Rap star status, remember the name.
This how the game goes. Rolling with the top low. Sipping on success. Got the whole block froze. Cali sun dripping, that's just how the vibe goes. Came up from the bottom, now I'm sitting high, whoa. From the Bay to the LA, yeah, they know my name though. Real rap star for the chain glow. I'm the illest in the game, that's the way the fame flows. Legend in the making, that's just how the game goes. This how the game goes. Whoa, whoa. Living like we chose. Whoa, whoa. From the Bay to the coast. Whoa, whoa. This how the game goes.
Rap star, pop star, lifestyle custom. Suicide doors, cherry whip, no bluffing. She throw it back for a G when I slide through. I'm vibing out the studio, no surprise, who knew? You can see it in my eyes, I was born for this. On my grind every day, I'm performing this. No gimmicks, just the facts, I was built for the throne. Every record that I drop, feeling like a milestone. Golden State stepping, where the palm trees rise, where the beats stay knocking under blue sky highs. Cali dreams in my blood, I was raised on heat. A student of the game, now I'm running the streets. Got no time for the fake, all hustle, no breaks. Got a couple wild cards in my back pocket, laying golden bars, reaping all the profits. Game facilitator, you could call me John Stockton. Regular legend, hell of a villain. Devilish grin, but my soul stay chillin'. If heaven or hell, I ain't making a tellin'. Only thing I serve is these bars I'm spillin'.
Came from the mud, now I'm touching the stars. They hate me and love me, but I'm raising the bar. Blood on the beat, but it's all for the art. I'm the realest that admitted I was built for the part. This how the game goes. Rolling with the top low. Sipping on success. Got the whole block froze. Cali sun dripping, that's just how the vibe goes. Came up from the bottom, now I'm sitting high, whoa. From the Bay to LA, yeah, they know my name though. Real rap star, feel the chain glow. I'm the illest in the game, that's the way the fame flows. Legend in the making, that's just how the game goes. This how the game goes. Whoa, whoa. Living like we chose. Whoa, whoa. From the Bay to the coast. Whoa, whoa. This how the game